Well, here we go again. Second take. I did what Ron Corey did. He deleted his files. I didn't put the microphone on again, so I spent about 5 minutes talking, and then when I went to go to do the next bit of the bench, guess what? No sound. So anyway, so I've noticed that now. And I can see the microphone. I should check on that every time I do this. Anyway, so backwards. This is the latest update on the 120th scale HMS Nelson, and I'm still on those 62 guns. I did have 2-day break from the PE. I must admit, it wasn't. I just kept looking at it, and I just didn't feel like doing the PE. So I could have done something else on the ship, but I thought, no, I'm going to take a complete break, which is what I did. And what I also did is I actually looked at a couple of my figures bust I've got, and I've got some. Most probably remembers the Band of Brothers, the movie set. I think David Spielberg actually done all the bits for that. And what I did is basically I've watched the DVD, so I've got them in Blu-ray, so I've got them so I can watch them anytime I like, and I do like that series. But I also bought one of the busts. Now I've got about 5 or 6 busts to build. I've got them up there. My wife bought me Rommel, Rommel bust, which is a really good one, and got them from Hystrix down at Dover. So, and that's a good thing. And they've got 3 or 4 figures from them, and I've busts from them, and it's good. I like history, and I do like the Roman Empire part. A lot of bad things happened in that history, but that's part of history, and that's how we learn from our mistakes through the centuries. We hope we do anyway. But anyway, so I've got one of those, and I might show them later on at some point. But this is the one I'm going to be showing you quickly now, which I've done, and which I've just put loosely together. Whoops, I'll do that. Oh, that's better. Oh, that might be better still. There you go. So that's Baston. That's Captain Midwinter, I think his name is, and basically I think he became a colonel before he finished. So that's a good one. And I'll show you the actual figure on the base. You can see it there. But it's really good. I haven't cleaned all the bits up. All I've done is took a bit off the actual base just to make sure the stand fits nice and on top of it. I have got a screw here which I shall be using to actually drill into the base so it actually screws into place. Or I might even arrowdite it there, because I still think it'd be okay with that. But a little brass pin would be nice to stop the leeway either way when it goes in. So that's good. I'll show you now. I'm going to go down to the base now to show you what I've done. I've been working again last few days working on the guns, and what I'm doing is I'm going through the guns and putting all the little magazines on first, and then I'll go through again for the last, I think it's what's I've done. I've done 20 and I've got another 20 left, so there's 40 guns there. I'm going through, and I'm actually now just going to finish off with the magazines on the last 20 I think there is. And is it 20? And then I'll go back in, fold all the shoulder butt where they fire the gun, the actual stocks as it would be put on a rifle, is basically folding them and then gluing in place for all 40 of them. And then I go back and then I do 40 of all the actual gun sights, which needs a bend and a twist to get it up lined up so it's on the gun and it gets slotted into place. Luckily on these guns there's a little slot it goes in, so you've got a little bit of cere glue in there and you can go in there. It takes a little bit getting it, but you can do it. So I've already got another 10 actually made up, all on there ready for spraying. I have sprayed 10 as well. Well, I sprayed 11 actually. Sprayed 11, so I've got 20 already done. Sprayed up and done, so a third of the way through. So there's that 10 is sprayed up, as you'll see, and I hand painted, sprayed the primer, sprayed the base colour, and then went back in with a hand brush, small hand brush, used lacquer paints, semi-gloss black, and it worked really trick because it flows in. The good thing is you go over it, you can put it down and then go back over it again a second time. It's just easy, and it does go in really nice, and it's thin paint and it's all the same colour. So there you go. So that's what I'm going to switch off now, and I'm going to go down to show the guns of the gates. I've took the glass case off where all the guns are, just to show you the ones that are actually painted. So here we go, back in a second. Right, here we are again, and as you can see I've got all these made up. So basically when I finished over here with the other guns, I bring them over and actually put the gun on and spray them all grey, and then I go in with the gun. Now I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this very good, but here we go. See how it goes. I'm not going to have to look at the screen. Oh shit, that's turned upside down. Your brass bit at the bottom, I'm not worried about, that goes in the deck. So if I do that, that's better. He keeps tipping over. There you go. I hand painted that black, so I'm going to come down there because my arm's aching. There you go. So I'm going to put that back in there. And as you can see, the brass bits in there. That's okay. That goes in the deck, so no problem. But all these are made up, ready to actually fit the gun on the top. So that's okay. I've got 3 spares. You can see over the back. Over there, they're 3. I think one of them will be needed, but they're made up. They're actually completely made up. These ones are as well. I think I showed you one of those before, so I won't worry about doing that again. And there you go. So I'm going to go now over to the bench and show you what I'm doing on the bench side. So here we go. See you in a couple of seconds. Right, I think I showed you. Can you see what I've done? This is how they end up being looking and waiting for spraying. Really pleased. The magazines are really fiddly hard. I've got to do a few more folds of them, but I'll use the ones I've actually got on the desk you can't see. Well, you might say just see my finger there. They're over there, and this is where I'm actually building up the guns, and I'm going to go across there with them as well over this side. And then I just go through, and as I said, put the actual armrests. Now the actual armrests are in there. I get 2 folds, and the gun sights are in there. And every one of those gun sights has to have a twist and then a bend. Or I do the bend and then the twist. I think it's in one. Was it Legally Blonde film when it said a twist and bend? I don't know. But anyway, there you go. So that's what I've got to be done. That's what I'll be doing. So that's okay. So I'm going to switch off a couple of seconds. You can see these guns there. I'm going to turn off. Switch off. Right, and you can see my production line. And what I'm doing now is I'm putting the magazines on, like I said, so I've got all these ready to go and put the magazines on. They've got a little indentation on each one, and so as it goes along, and I put these little things on, you can see how small they are. They have to be folded in 2 places and then wrapped around the magazine. None of them are actually perfect, but with the paint on, they look okay to me. So that, and I suppose that's the main thing. But they are very small and fiddly. So I've got a few more over it. There you can see it in the pen, and I may be able to use some of those as well. So yeah, so that's how far we got with it. And these are my net. This is where I'll be going on until I've finished all these guns, and then to go back in and do the armrest next, and then go back in and put the gun sight third, and then after that, the easier part, as I like to call it, is now to get. One of the if I've still got, oh that's good, yeah. What I do then is I get this like so. Oops, well, I haven't got me. That's it, like that. And then I start putting guns into place. Each one, do one, let it dry, then I do the next one, and that's what it is. And you end up with basically what you see there. There you go. So that's what I'm doing. So here we go. I'll put that one back because I don't need it for a while yet. So it goes back over there. I'll put the case on, which is this, and I'll show you what. I'll just show the figure right up last. I'll show you the figure last. I'll bring it over, and no, I won't bring it over because I don't want to move it. So here we go. So I'm going to switch off, and I'm back in a couple of seconds. Right, we're back for the final segment now, and as you can see, there's the figure. Now, that's to give you an idea. Whoops, I've got a bit of skin there because I broke my nail off earlier on. So there is how it is, and I put my fan there. You can see how big it is. It's quite nice. I love the figure. The moulding is really good, and whoever sculpted the figure is an excellent sculptor, because obviously then it gets converted into a bust. And I bought this from, as I said, Dover Hystrix. Sorry, let's go down. Hystrix, and that's the figure part if you ever wanted to get the base, because that's the base itself. And the figure is this one. There you go. It is resin, but I just get it a bit damp when I'm cutting bits off, and then when I'm sanding as well, and then once it's done. These are all separate parts. The hats as helmet is separate, I think I mentioned it. The head, this bit with the coat's lapel is separate, it drops into place, and the base bit and that bit is second. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's 6, because I think in the box, if I can get it, I can never get these boxes open straight away, but they are really secure. And you get a nice bit of sponge inside as well, which is nice when you're finished. Nope, I can't get it anywhere. But what you've got is a gun in the holster, which fits over there on the front of your shirt. Does it? Yeah, there you go. You can see it. There it is over there. And there's another bit as well. Oh, the rifle bit that comes up behind him. the carbine. So yeah, so really nice. Oh, by the way, if you're seeing that, it's basically saying that's got iron, that's me soldering iron, that's the extractor, which is over there, and it's got a light written on it. So I know which one I'm switching off all the time, and this is my iPhone, you can't see anyway, over there for charging my iPad. So anyway, so that's the, basically, if I can, I might be able to come into the figure of that just a little bit more before so you get a better view of it. Whoops, I'm going the wrong way. And there it is. Right. I'm going to call that quits, and I'm rejoining that. Ron's everyone is a bit like me sometimes, a bit like most people. When I had my last 2-day break, I took a break from it, but I know what Ron was talking about in regard to his wife Mary, and once she stopped walking, she never walked again, and my mum was the same. Once she stopped walking, then she deteriorated pretty quickly after that. My mum did, but there you go. But I understand exactly where Ron is. If you put things down for time, it's like a model kit. If you build in a model kit and you leave it for a little while, you do lose a little bit of interest. I don't normally find myself losing interest, I must admit. I've had a couple of kits that have stopped being built because basically I damaged the kit so much that when it fell off a shelf and it was no good, I couldn't repair it, so I just got rid of it. So, but that doesn't happen often. So that's life. So I have had breaks from this, but I can understand his problems with PE. Sometimes the parts just don't seem to want to work. I'm quite lucky so far. I'm still managing to do it. I use my great big visor to do some of this stuff, to see the little slots there. I do need that. I couldn't see it when we go. I can see it with just my glasses, but actually trying to get it into a hole, you do need the optivisor. That's what I've got. So there you go. And the reason I've shown you the figure is because that's going to be a nice little thing. I will clean it up at some point when I'm in between doing things, but I want to get all these guns sorted so they're done and painted, and then I can start thinking about the other little bits. There's a small little cabinets that fit around the deck that've got to be done, because they're photo etch as well. They've got to be bent into shape and then painted before they're put on there. And then I shall start painting the guns. Now I have knocked off on the 6 turret ones I've done with the Bofors. One of the gun sights has dropped off, or broke off. I suppose it was weak anyway, and I knocked it off when putting the cover on once. So what I've got to do is get rid of the other bit off it and then put one back on. Luckily I've got a couple of spares, so I can put it on there. That won't be a problem. There's only one of them, so you have to be and that's the reason I put it in that glass cabinet case, because it's easier to protect things. Right then, so I'm going to call that quits, and I'll catch you on the next one, and happy modelling.